repeat a little history. You're absolutely right about that. Starting pitcher today, it'll be Coppola. He's a tall lefty out there. The numbers for the sophomore at 6'8" out of Verona, New Jersey, not necessarily great, but this is a chance today to play 2 games. Everybody has got to help.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to win this thing, it's going to take a few guys that maybe haven't done it all year. And Pierce Coppola's battled injuries since he's been there. Stuff doesn't necessarily match the numbers. He could be up to 95.
Capital One batting order. Waldschmidt and Nicholson have been superstars offensively. Everyone else has got to get things going. Lopez, Daly, Burks has moved down from the 3 spot. McCarthy, McCoy, and Grant Smith seem to bang up his hand, wrist, thumb area in the last game. We'll see if that has an impact at all. 1 for 17. Runners in scoring position the first 2 games for Kentucky. Key for them, get on base and then do what they do, which is create some chaos. First pitch into Waldschmidt. That is a called strike. Ryan Waldschmidt, .335 on the season with 17 doubles, 14 homers. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Interesting to see during the warm-ups, Coppola, all he did was just stay arm side, wild, up and away, down and away, could not throw anything, command anything, glove side.
2 balls and a strike.
He's only thrown 18 2/3 innings all year, and it can be one of 2 things. It can be short, or Coppola could go give you 4 or 5.
The Charleston Southern transfer looks at another one, bats high, and now we fall behind. 3 balls and a strike. Waldschmidt dominated against some of the best competition in the country. Hit .405 in SEC play, an all SEC second teamer. And that is a walk. Exactly what Kentucky wants and needs, space runners.
100% hit, still to make that adjustment, and I think that heartbeat has to be pumping. You said it, just a little over 18 innings pitched this season, and when you're this tall, this young, it takes time for you to catch up to that bottom half.
Mitchell Daly, third. Shelton, Curland, Paglione around the infield. And that is inside, ball 1. I should say Thomas is at third base, even with the bag. The outfield is shaded the other way. Shelnut Robertson and Ashton Wilson. Petri as the number 2 hole hitter, and all the chaos has not got a bunt this year from Quebec, Canada. That's down the middle.
The best thing that happened to Coppola right now on the mound is that he's facing a left-handed hitter. It's forcing him now to throw that ball a little bit more with effort to the outside corner.
1 and 2. Leadoff man Waldschmidt with a lead, not going anywhere, and it gets him to swing at an 80-mile-an-hour pitch. Had some movement, but it was way inside.
Sometimes it works when you miss your spot, and that's exactly what happened right here. Pierce Coppola trying to throw that slider on the outside part of the plate. It backs up. I still think, Eddie, if guys swing at this pitch, the best pitch in baseball. They don't hit it. You can't hit it. Like the backup breaking ball up and in, if you get a swing, you're going to win.
Your eyes and hands are just not trained for it.
The red-hot Ryan Nicholson bats now. First throw over to first. Nicholson in the series, 625, 5 for 8 with a couple of homers. And great numbers all season long. One more homer will give him the single-season record for Kentucky. Good pitch on the corner. It looks like Coppola may have settled in a little bit.
For Nicholson, he's actually the best that Kentucky has against left-handers this year, too. Hitting above .430, OPS above 1,400, and he's got 8 home runs against lefties.
And this one is driven to left field. Shelnut drifting back. And right in front of the track makes the play. The wind, which has been a huge factor in this entire College World Series, is definitely not nearly what it has been. And the temperature is dramatically different. We are at 66 degrees. We've been in the 80s and temperatures feeling like 90. It's 66 degrees.
Typical Florida weather, right?
Yeah, I was going to see you guys. You haven't had one of these in Omaha, probably. Welcome to June. 95, 66, and with them.
One of the guys that has to get going here for Kentucky, Nick Lopez, 111. He's 1 for 9. Runner fakes, and he's brought back after the swing and the miss. So here we are again, guys. 2 outs, leadoff man aboard, still sitting at first base.
And very surprised that he's still there at first. And it's an easy pickup every time Coppola goes over to first. He's got big feet, some big shoes. You see that left foot right there? I've said it for years. I'll say it again. He picks up that toe, he's coming straight to first. He doesn't pick it up, he's going home. Key on that left foot. Going home. Those are some big feet.
Are they as big as the first baseman's feet?
No. Wow. Those are 19s over there at first, and I do not know. See, right there.
Runner is going. They got a chance to pick him. Caglione hits him in the back. And he will stay right there. That's a good job by Ryan Waldschmidt to try to stay right in the running lane and affect the throw from Caglione.
And he didn't go get it. And for Cags, like, he stays there. Look at that. He stays there. He stays in line. And generally, he's really good at this play. He'll go get the baseball. When you don't go get the baseball and create some kind of room, that happens.
And give credit to Waldschmidt that got in that base line as well.
Chance for Lopez now to put him on the board on the 1-1. That's it off, 1 and 2. Lopez, one of the guys they got out of the portal. Pretty good off-balance hitter. 1 and 2, big lead. And now he will throw down to second base. Waldschmidt was flirting with it.
Yeah, if that don't go inside move on a situation like that. If you're going to pick, spin.
Yep.
And pick. Like, you're not trying to trick anybody at that point.
But can he do it? And I think this is a scouting report of Kentucky also. Yeah. They create havoc, and they want him to spin.
Lopez into right center, gonna get down, and the Cats have broken through first. Big hit for Nick Lopez. It comes after that stolen base, and it's 1-0 Kentucky.
This is typical Kentucky baseball. You force pressure on the bases. They waited until two outs, but they finally were able to create havoc, put pressure on the defense, and then force their pitcher to come in. And Lopez, who this year started switch hitting, and hits better from the left side, puts the ball in play, and drives in the first run.
What a relief that must feel like. We gave him the number 1 for 17 through the first 2 games with runners in scoring position, and Lopez early this morning delivers. Swing and a miss on a slider there. Lopez picks up his 52nd run batted in on the season. And Daly fires one foul down the line. Daly was the hero in their walk-off win in Game 1. Everything he does, according to Mingione, is pro. Dad, a retired 4-star general. Mom served in the military. The voice on the infield, and with World Series experience. Runner goes, throw to second. Tag is put on, and he is out. Awkward slide for Nick Lopez, who appeared to get stuck in the ground. And see how he is as he slowly gets up. Ooh, he blew a tire. And he got tagged out. They do get one. Bottom 1 coming up. In his career, Jack Caglione will lead off. Our Capital One batting order. He'll be followed by Curlin, Shelnut, Shelton, Heyman, Wilson, Thomas, Donay, and Robertson. First time in his career. So before he even steps to the plate, what does that mentally do to Caglione, if anything?
Well, I think the first thing was that Kevin O'Sullivan, their head coach, actually went up to him yesterday morning and said, look, I'm not going to put it out there yet, but I want you to know, do you feel comfortable leading off? And he said, put me in there, coach. I've got this. And it's to put pressure on this guy right here on the mound.
I'll tell you this, if you're Kentucky, you take notice. I mean, it's different. like you look at it in Cags is there. Dominic Nyman has been up and down this year. The fastball's been good, and velocity-wise, it'll be into the low 90s. I think the biggest thing to watch is, can he control the strike zone? Last time out, start against Western Michigan in regionals, 4 innings, 4 hits, 5 earned runs. He walked 3. Over the course of the season, just 25 and 70 and 2/3. But Florida will be patient.
He throws a slider. Be careful. Be careful with anything. In the first pitch, the question about, do we intentionally walk him? When they throw the first pitch, maybe the 1-0 lead changes that. They intentionally walked him 6 times. It's a leadoff man. It would be very unconventional. But Caglione rips another one. This one into right center. They pitch to him, and he is aboard, and he takes second. And he gets in easily as McCoy didn't pick it up, and there didn't appear to be a whole bunch of urgency.
Jack Caglione has been so good this year. He has made adjustments with pitches in the zone, right down the middle. He stays in beautifully against lefties, gets out of the box in a hurry. He's thinking too, if there's a mistake made, put pressure on the outfield. There is. He keeps his head up, and he ends up already in scoring position. But lefties do not give him any trouble at all.
Jack Caglione is aboard. Single error on the right fielder McCoy. Caglione is having an incredible season and an incredible series. So I reached out to my resources about, have you guys ever seen Buck Showalter, Tim Kirkshin, a leadoff man in the game, be walked? Tim said 8 times in 04 Bonds was walked intentionally, but never to lead off an inning. With first base open 8 times. There was a game in 2004 that did involve Barry Bonds when he did lead off an inning and he was intentionally walked. First pitch, strike there. That was in 2004. The Giants and Reds were tied 6-6 in the 10th inning. Top of the 10th inning, they walked Bonds intentionally. He's the leadoff guy. It's the only time that we've been able to come up with where a leadoff man was walked intentionally. They didn't do it here with Caglione.
I think late in the game you're going to see it, because when he's at the plate, he's already in scoring position.
Carland bats behind him. Caglione is at second. And Nyman's next one is popped straight up. Should be playable for Nicholson, foul territory. And nobody's there. Caglione was standing at second, anticipating a catch. Boy, how many times have we seen balls drop right there?
I think our ESPN audio might have picked up a fan saying, I got it, I got it. And as a first baseman, you're waiting for that, especially when you start backpedaling. He got himself in trouble right here on the backpedal. Thinking the second baseman, who's playing more towards second, would have that play.
This is one of the better defenses in the country. Number 4 by defensive run saved. Obviously, that's not an error, but it's a mistake. And McCoy didn't pick the ball up. That was an error. So 2 misplays early for Kentucky on D. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You got to understand also that here at Charles Schwab Field, there's a lot more foul territory than in any other ballpark that a lot of these teams have played in the SEC.
It's a Bermuda Triangle over there, though, and everybody remembers that Arkansas plays. This one's fouled straight back. It's unbelievable how many times it happened
to that side,
that area.
To that side. Always got to wake up a little bit. It's been a little sloppy.
Yeah, hasn't it?
So far.
Two balls, 2 strikes, and this one, it hits him. It's now first and second, high and tight on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
So far, it's worked for Kevin O'Sullivan. You got Jack Caglione, who gets on base via the hit, and you got your prototypical leadoff hitter, Luke Heyman, who has struggled so far in this postseason, getting on base, hitting behind him. Curlin.
Shelnutt, the left fielder, will bat now. 2 on, nobody out for Florida. Two for 6 here in Omaha. First pitch. Settles one in there for a strike at 80 miles an hour. Kentucky on the board, first inning run. Florida threatening here, bottom 1. Shelton certainly has the ability to ride one out. There's no wind preventing it today. They will throw behind Caglione. He's back easily. Kentucky sends a whole bunch of guys out to the bullpen. And one of the reasons many reasons why Caglione could go as high as #1 in the draft. It's a two-way player, likely to be just a hitter, but a two-way guy here. His speed is very, very underrated, and his defense at first is incredible.
He's an outstanding defensive first baseman. I know it didn't look that way on the throw, but for the most part, Jack Caglione is as good as they get defensively in college baseball approach.
The thing about Caglione, which O'Sullivan will tell you, you think back to some of the great hitters, Florida history, Alonso. Langford was here last year, so Cags had some support. Alonso had a bunch of support. That's in there for a strike. He's kind of done it by himself. There wasn't a consistent big-time stud with him this year.
He has been a significant component of their offense. That's for sure.
Out on the 1-2. Tied, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sean, it's been great with runners in scoring position this year. OPS of over 1280.
Walshman way off the line in left field. 2-2. That's called strike 3. He was a slider on the outside corner, and he picks up the strikeout.
Just kind of give up on this one. Watch the bubble. Starts, goes up to start, and then catches plenty of the plate on the backside. Big pitch right there from that. First and second, nobody out. Thinking strikeout the entire time. Back door breaking ball gets it.
Next up, Colby Shelton. First pitch buzzing him.
That be the tower?
That was the tower. There were 7 Gators double figures home runs. And Colby Shelton is one of those guys. 20 on the year. Second on the team behind a 34 from Caglione. This ball pulled down the line and right. Off the base of the wall, Caglione is in. That's one. Curlin being held late. And nobody at second base after the double from Shelton. He hit the deck to put the brakes on. We are tied at 1.
So far, no troubles for the left-handed Gator hitters. This pitch down in the zone, right where he wants it, barrels it at 109 miles per hour. Easily getting to. The big question was, how is the relay going to be? And it was quick enough, fast enough to be able to keep Curlin at third.
And Curlin at third was a late hold, and then the best part was Shelton, who was rounding like he was going to third, and he hit the dirt like he was sliding into a base to just stop himself, and then he just easily scampered back to second when nobody was there. But it's a heck of a slide by Shelton. Watch him go down, Eddie.
Oh, yeah. Get that uni dirty, stop. And it plays different right now because it rained a lot yesterday. Field was covered. They also soaked it today just in case the sun would come up. So it's a wet track. We already saw earlier in this game, Nick Lopez on a slide just gets stuck at second base. I guarantee you this conversation right there between Caglione and Kevin O'Sullivan was about to play at first.
Cameron O'Brien already warming up for Kentucky. Have to win this one. Whoever wins will come back tonight and play another game. Second and third. Swing and a miss. Challenged him with a fastball. Heyman's got 16 home runs on the season and a chance right now to put the Gators up in the bottom of the first. 0-1, he'll do it. Sends it into left field, gets down in front of Waldschmidt, and they are sending Shelton. He is going to score as well. They get 2 on a single to left and lead it 3-1.
Guarantee you why people are thinking, why did Waldschmidt not go home with that? And I'll tell you this, What a great jump at second base by Shelton. He knew 100% that ball was going to score. Did not hesitate whatsoever. Just appreciate this right there. As soon as he sees it, Eddie doesn't hesitate.
4 steps from third base before Waldschmidt got that ball.
The arm.
So throw it to somebody else that can throw it home. Whoever it is. Like
right here.
The fact that they didn't go home there or even think about it, that one I don't understand.
If you watch him in the glove juggle it a little bit, I think right then and there he's like, let me keep the double play in order.
Keeping runs off the board is important too.
He wasn't going to get him.
And Gion finds his starting pitcher having given up 3 already. This one is out of play. It is very rare on a ball hit to the left fielder on one hop that you see a runner from second score, let alone score easily without a throw. He gave a look when you look at the replay and acknowledge I can't get him. 1 ball, 1 strike, Ashton Wilson. That's inside.
They got to get the coffee pots going in the dugouts right now.
What time do you get your
smelling
coffee pot?
salts, something.
What time did you get your coffee pot going this morning?
This morning? Well, I ran 5 miles and I came back about 6:30 and I got some coffee.
Body is a temple early.
I ran to Iowa and back.
I didn't know I was working with Chris Burke today.
We are often confused for each other. I get that.
10:29 a.m. local. 3-1 Wilson. Holds up on it, 3-2.
I was walking through the lobby the other day. Somebody goes, "Hey, it's Chris Burke." And there's no way I was even going to look up. Like I started walking even faster.
Nope.
No. No.
3 balls and 2 strikes. That's ball 4. Yeah, I will say this, KP. I mean, the list is very long about the names over the 30-plus years that I've been called.
Yes.
It is long, and it varies dramatically from anyone that's ever appeared on ESPN. You're that guy.
You are him.
Hey, Levy. Hey, there's Chris Myers.
I didn't know Van Pelt was in town.
Look, you're that guy. Hey, that guy. Robert Hogan has joined O'Brien out there. They scored that a hit by pitch. So the struggles continue for Dominic Nyman. He gets runners on and things tend to go sideways. 900 OPS against him. Batting average with runners on 300. We're down to the 7th spot in the order. It's Dale Thomas. He's the 3rd baseman, and that is likely going to be it for the Weehaw native out of West Hartford, Connecticut.
Weehaw.
That's what they call it, Weehaw, West Hartford, Connecticut.
People call it the old Weehaw.
Central Connecticut State transfer. His day is done.
I'm going to go get coffee.
Good idea. And share.
Yeah.
Share it with everybody. But desperation time in an elimination game, and it is early out of Wake Forest, North Carolina.
Really good slider, and for O'Brien against righties, he throws that slider about 50% of the time. It felt like it was going to be a bullpen day for both, and obviously it started a little bit earlier for Kentucky than they would like, but O'Brien's been pretty good all year for him.
So Caglione started this thing, trailing 1-0 with a single, and then he got the second on the error. Ball was not fielded cleanly, as Eduardo just showed you. A hit by pitch, a strikeout, a double from Shelton. Heyman with 2 RBIs in that single. Wilson got hit by a pitch, and here is the senior Dale Thomas. Heyman at second, Wilson at first in a 3-1 game for Florida. Watch for the breaking pitch. O'Brien's first one, though, instead 89, and he challenged him up in the zone. Thomas comes in, a .231 hitter. He's got 9 doubles, 3 homers. Outfield again, respecting, still deep. Off speed, that's a better one there. 80 miles an hour.
Nope.
One of the things we focused on a lot here, spin rate, etc. on a slider. The average for righties around 23.62. He's actually below that on his slider as this is out of play.
But yet that's really been his best pitch.
Yeah.
Swing and miss for O'Brien is best on the slider, especially against right-handers. He's gone a little bit against the book so far. 4 pitches so far, 3 fastballs and just 1 slider.
Thomas trying to pick up Heyman at second base, leading 3-1 on the 1-2 with 1 down. And he will send us into right. Heyman will be held. We will have the bases loaded. They had a chance at second base if they throw, and they can't. They were a little late to get the trail runner Wilson. He thought they were going to send Heyman, but they held him, and we are loaded.
Eddie, what's the back half? What's the back half of and lower half of Dale Thomas? Just go down and get this. And Ashton Wilson, who has kind of been that guy for Florida that's come out of nowhere the last month. That time just didn't pick his head up. Gators are fortunate he didn't get picked off second base, but it has been an offensive inning. Granted, a little bit of help from Kentucky, but for the Gators now 4 hits in the first and the bases loaded.
Donay, he's the DH. He bats 8th. This one is driven to right. That sends McCoy back. He's still going back. He's spinning around. That's a grand slam. Brody Donay. All Gators here in the first. They have got 7 runs thanks to the grand slam from Donay.
Well, he's always had power. This is his 13th home run of the season. The exit velocity you see it at the top of your screen. Again, the Gators, who needed stars, the circle guy, Jack Caglione, leading off. Will the rest of the team do it? They've been given extra outs opportunities, and they've taken advantage of it.
This ballpark is going to play different today than it has any day since this tournament started. Wind, if anything, is beneficial today. That ball, since we've been here, doesn't go out any other day. Today, carried out pretty easily.
Yeah, likely not close. 7-1 Gators, first inning. O'Brien came in, and he assumed a couple of guys on, and now has since seen them all come in. Robertson out of Venice, Florida. He's the sophomore. He's the 9-hole hitter, and we'll go back to the top.
Guaranteed Jack Caglione 2 at-bats in the first inning.
We've seen it not unconventional. You think about Major League Baseball and Schwarber leading off for the Phillies, trying to get the big bats up as often as they can. 3-hopper to Smith. He throws across, and Robertson is out. And that brings up Caglione, who in 2 games is now 4 for 7. Single, double, homer, 3 RBIs. He's tied with Matt Laporta as far as the home run race in Florida history goes. 74. Laporta's been here with his family. Tags pitched the other day, hit a homer. He was the first to do that since Jason Lane, a pitcher still in a game. That was 98.
Devin, you want a new one?
1. Two balls, no strikes. Sullivan said, you know, when certain guys come up, the ballpark gets quiet. Caglione's one of them.
Yeah.
It's inside.
I mean, the power's always been there for Caglione. The biggest difference this year, and this is why he's got a chance to go first overall, the pitch selection and honestly the patience is kind of next level. Like, he's walked twice as many times as he struck out this year. Just 26 strikeouts all season.
3-0 pitch. That's way inside. That's a maybe unintentional, intentional walk in a 7-1 game to Caglione. He's been on base twice here in the first.
he has to realize one thing. There's still a lot of outs left in this ball game. Have to peck away, but you have to be able to stop this Florida Gator offense, and you have to wake up.
We'd be careful first pitch here. Curlin every once in a while we'll try to ambush a first pitch fastball, and there's some juice in there.
14 homers on the season. Gets the call in the inside corner with that slider. 0-1. 2 down in the first. A grand slam from Brody Donay out of the 8th spot. Curlin having a hard time believing that was called a strike.
So does the rest of the ballpark.
Everyone that's been on for Florida has scored so far. The only outs were a Shellnut strikeout and the Robertson ground out. Curlin got hit by a pitch his first time, and he's behind 0-2. For an intense game, meaning you've got to win or you're going home. One thing Caglione said, and so many times you come here with the guys you know are going to play at the next level. He's like, I don't want to take this jersey off. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to be a Gator as long as I can. And it's not just about winning a championship. It's about what this place has meant to him.
He can come back.
Yeah.
He's a junior.
I'm not sure he's meant it that seriously.
Okay. I would bet they could probably find a little NIL dollars for that dude. If I think I might come back.
One of those that the NIL's not going to match what he's going to get for a bonus signing, and that's a swing and a miss. Gators chomp here early morning Gator sighting in Omaha with Kyle Peterson, Eduardo Perez, Chris Budden, mascots. A fairly nice crowd for this early in the morning, as we haven't seen 11 a.m. yet here in Omaha. 10:44. And in Florida, yeah, they got 7 in the first. And now, if you're the starting pitcher, here's Coppola. Throw strikes, let him put it in play, down 6. It's not easy for a small ball team to put up big numbers. Nope. Missed high. Daly was at the plate when Lopez got caught stealing. Bends one in there. 6-1, $1.85, Madison, Alabama.
He works quick. It's just get it, go for Coppola. Now it's just a matter of fill up the strike zone. Like, force Kentucky to beat you with the bat.
Swing and a miss. Good fastball, 92, riding away from the right-handed hitter. It's number 2 for Coppola.
Got good arm side run too, and that's the one thing Coppola can do. He kind of slings it, and Eddie was talking about before the game. The misses are usually going to be high arm side. You'll take that high arm side miss right there because it gets off the bat of Daly.
Devin Burks been hitting up in the order in the 3 spot, moved down today to 6.
Way.
That's ball 1. 2024. He is Mr. Wildcat. His power kind of went away. Hit a homer on opening day. He only had 2 since. One ball and a strike.
He's got that Randy Johnson feel on that mound. Lefty, tall.
No, it's up.
Back in USC, had yet to figure it out. Went to Montreal, and the rest was history in Seattle.
Until he faced you.
Then everything in Randy's life changed.
Good, now we're besties.
They bump into each other every year in Cooperstown.
That crashed the party.
2-2. Swing and a miss. How about Coppola all of a sudden with a 6-run lead? Back-to-back punch-outs.
It is to put a smile on your face if you're Kevin O'Sullivan. You put a 7 spot up in the first. You got a lefty that's gone 18 2/3 this year, and he's walked 9 in those 18 2/3. Then he comes out and hammers his own. Strikeout to start the second inning right now. 3 in the game for Coppola.
And I was concerned. Because it was a long bottom half. How will he come out? Man, he's answered that.
Strike 1. Nolan McCarthy, redshirt junior out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Got a home run here against NC State early in this World Series. Yeah, I would imagine. KP sitting there with a 6-run lead. The message was simple, and he has done that with strikeouts. And off speed, it kind of is all working right now.
Yep. And heartbeat starts to go down a little bit when you look at the scoreboard and say, oh, there's 7 next to our name.
And of course, with the passing of Willie Mays, the conversation about greatest living ball player comes up. There have been several who believe Randy Johnson is in that conversation. The one hopper to the third baseman. And a really good inning for Pierce Coppola. Right now for Florida, Caglione, Coppola, it just feels right. It's 7-1. And there, of course, is Kevin O'Sullivan. He, of course, won this entire thing. And he's got to be very pleased with the 7 runs, the 5 hits, the walks, the 2 hit-by pitches that his team came up with. 4 hits with runners in scoring position. As we head to the bottom of the second with the Gators comfortably on top. Shelnut looking to become part of that hit parade. He struck out his first time up. He's in the 3 spot. A little bit of a hole for them, figuring out who should hit third. Wilson was there. Today they try Shelnut. 2 balls, no strikes.
It's been talked about plenty, and Jack Caglione talked about it in the piece that Chris did off the open. They had to win their last series at Georgia.
Yep.
It was a top 8 national seed just to be above 500. What? Not above 500, you don't get in the NCAA tournament. You can't by rule. Ended the season 28-27, 1 game above. Now they get a chance to potentially be one of the last 4 teams playing.
2 balls and a strike. 2-2.
You know, in talking with Cags, he was like, at some point you're playing with house money. Like, you just have to win. And it was those midweek games, they're like, you know, it's kind of a sleepy game, but this is important just to get above 500. And for Cags, he told me, I wanted to get here not just because I didn't want to take off this jersey, but there's a responsibility for the guys that played in this last year and didn't win it all and wanting to do it for them.
Swing and miss. So, Shelnut has struck out twice. And then there's a team, Kyle, that wins every midweek game and only loses SEC games.
The Ags?
The Aggies.
Did not lose a midweek game, did not lose a game to a team outside of the SEC all year. They are 2-0 and waiting to see who they're going to play tonight.
We're all waiting to see what the condition of Jace Laviolette is going to be. He appeared to injure that right hamstring and claimed to say, I'm 100%, I'm playing. Like, I am going to be in that game. And we'll see that game tonight. Currently, it's trending towards being against this team, Florida, at the plate. But we're only in the bottom of the second of a 7-1 game. Shelton an RBI. First time up. The house money thing is an interesting one. It's kind of like chip on the shoulder. Like, you can create chips. You can create house money because Kentucky, oh, house money. We've never been here before. They all have ways to go chip on shoulder or we're playing with house money. This one is out of play by 1 row.
That would have been in the upper deck yesterday, the way the wind was blowing.
Yeah, or in this booth. I'll tell you one thing, too. If you're down there in that first row, I'm kind of looking up at the ball instead of ducking because it could just hit you right on the melon. We had some ducking, and that's just...
I duck, too.
That's my old teammate right there. Pink polo, Mike Buddy.
Buddy wasn't the one ducking, I don't think. He was he kept his head up. 1-2 to Shelton.
There he is. Chair of the selection committee a couple years ago, the AD at Army right now. Crossword puzzle wizard. All the important things in life.
foul. Yankee fan, noted Yankee fan Kevin Clark points out, World Series champion with the Yankees.
Got a ring.
Speaking of the Yankees, Aaron Judge got hit on the hand last night. Mookie Betts broke his hand. Betts, the instant imaging showed no fracture, all negative, which is a good sign, and he's already told Aaron Boone he wants him in the lineup today. This one fouled straight back. They continue their series with the O's, the Orioles.
That was Boone. Because you saw him last
He's in a good place. He's in a good place. They actually went and played in Kansas City, and the clubhouse staff had gifted him his dad's jersey from 1991.
Really?
Yes. Old blue Royal jersey.
Powder blue, number 8.
Yeah.
Boone on the back. He was wearing it during
That's
our pregame meeting.
It was a Rollins.
Really?
Yeah. It's great.
It's also in a really good place because prior to yesterday's game, he went to his son's high school graduation. And he showed up to the game in around the 6th inning, and Brad Osmus handed him the reins at that point. And he manages the New York Yankees, and they have like 50,000 wins already. So he's in a good spot.
Good to be Boone.
Full count pitch. Fouled off.
So we had a conversation with Bernie as well. When he was born, his dad didn't see him for the first 3 weeks because he was born beginning of spring training. And his debate was, I know my dad did that, but I have to go to the graduation. What would Big Boone do? Manage the game. Different times.
I got to reload, man.
It's a great at-bat right here by Clover Shelton.
That was outstanding.
I love that.
Reload with the baseballs.
Home plate umpire Grady Smith. I'm sorry, man. I'm out of pellets. I got to reload.
Okay, Adam, have you ever been a ball boy? Have you ever been a ball boy?
All right, man. Here we go.
No.
Okay, so every time the umpire says, I need 4 baseballs, you have to have 5 in your hand. If it's a foul ball, you give him 5. If it's not, you give him 4.
10th pitch of the at-bat. He swings and misses at a breaking pitch. All right, it's really early in the morning. You want to explain any of what you just said?
So in 1983, my father, Tony Perez, played for the Philadelphia Phillies. And it was the first time I was able to be in the dugout in uniform. But in order for me to be in the dugout, I had to at least have a month under my belt as part of the team, so I was the ball boy. So that was my job as the ball boy, handed out, and man, was I hustling. I was running. I wish I had a step monitor, which in 83 that did not exist.
Okay, you didn't explain, though, what the extra ball was for.
Well, the extra ball is you lose the baseball, so you have to give them that extra baseball.
So it's usually 4. But they just hit one out of play, so we need to have 5.
So you need to have 5. Now, is that if that ball's in play and an out is made, you just give him 4 because that's what he asked for.
This is critical. This is critical information.
This just changed the lives of many people.
But I was at the age of 13. I was in a big league dugout watching a big league game, and that's when I got my first
flipping seeds and
tidbit.
hit Pete Rose in the head one time.
That's right.
Good memory, KP.
It changed my entire baseball knowledge.
What? 2-1. I'm assuming that your not only baseball knowledge changed, but hanging around those guys at that age, you learned a lot about life too.
And new words.
There was a lot of things you learned.
A lot of new words. Fast forward a couple years, and then Dave Parker taught me a different world of words.
2-1. Heyman fouls it off. Florida national runner-up last year. And they have played really for a month these elimination postseason type atmosphere games, and certainly you get that leather to be hardened around you, you're ready to go. And that one, according to at least Heyman, hit him on the glove.
So Kentucky beat Florida 2 out of 3 during the regular season. Both games they won were in extra innings. The game that they lost was a 10-1 game. They're going to check and see if this was a hit by pitch or not.
I think it might have nicked his knuckle.
I think that's enough, though. I think it's enough to overturn it. Because it was not called a hit by pitch.
Yeah, I don't know if it was, but
yeah, I do. I think it hit him.
Did it change the trajectory of the baseball or the spin?
This is a great look.
I don't see it there.
I don't think there's enough to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting challenge. Like, there's 2 outs, nobody on base. You're up 7-1.
I would agree. It almost looked like O'Sullivan was looking at him like, okay, do you really want me to do this?
Hey, Rav, are you a cameo guy?
What does that mean?
What do you mean? You do the cameo? Like, can people pay for you to give them inspirational messages or anything like that?
I think the first time that was proposed, I recognized that the need for that wasn't great, so probably not.
You know who is? Guy sitting in the middle there.
Eddie, you do cameos?
Big cameo guy.
Yes.
And he's got a new request right now.
I do.
I'm expecting it
I
to
have
be
one
fulfilled.
open request.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good.
You charge? How does this work? What is cameo? Help me out.
So, I just opened this up right now.
Yeah.
Is there
I got a
message
request
with it?
from Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to read. I really respect him, and I think he wears great belts.
I need something inspirational.
You know what?
I paid for this, okay?
I really
want
respect
to put
you.
your heart
Ruling
into
on the
this.
field of no hit by pitch, and a ball will stand. It counts 3-2, and Florida is charged with its first challenge of the game.
So, KP, before we got rudely interrupted by the umpire, I really respect you, and you wear great belts.
No. That doesn't count. You have to do it and send it to me. I paid for this. I'm expecting greatness.
3 balls and 2 strikes. And O'Brien deals, and that ball is popped up on the infield. Second baseman Petri makes the play. Eddie will record the cameo and send it to Kyle during this break. It's the 1-2-3 inning for O'Brien. Coppola is giving O'Sullivan exactly what he needed, because he knew we were going to have to go deep today as far as our arms go. Because of the rain out yesterday, Neely's available. He's been their everything guy out of the pen, so he will pitch very, very likely in one of these 2 games. Behind 3-1.
The only way that Neely doesn't pitch today is if Florida has blowout wins in both games.
Yep.
That's it.
Like the first at bat, did he walk Waldschmidt? He walks McCoy.
When Neely pitched in Game 2 of the Super Regional the night before, he called Sully at 11 p.m. to let him know, like, I want the ball the next day, despite already throwing several pitches on Game 1. And Sully said, don't ever call me at 11 p.m. again. So I asked him, I said, did you get a late night phone call last night from Neely? He's like, no. He's been a good boy for the last week. He's learned his lesson.
Well, what Sully will point out is, for everybody that looks at Neely and his usage, just check his number of pitches that have been thrown. He doesn't tend to go like above 50, so bringing him back on a day or 2 days, he made it quite clear, like, we don't, we're not going to burn him out. He's very sensitive to all those things, but the pitch count usually isn't off the charts.
No, I mean, the first game here, he went 2 innings through 18 or 19 pitches. He was
Right.
really efficient. I can tell you this, they're not here without him.
Oh, yeah.
Based on what he's done in the postseason. He's been phenomenal.
Grant Smith's the shortstop. McCoy leads off first. Nearly fell off the mound. He's having a hard time with his landing spot. Every ball that he has thrown, he's kind of looked down in that spot.
I'll give him credit for throwing the pitch. There's a lot of guys, when that happens, they stop and it's a balk, and then the base runner's going to second base. He's in a plus count, it's 0-2, but watch as he goes to home plate. Coppola catches that front spike and then at least has the wherewithal to throw the baseball. So often when that happens, guys don't.
Breaking pitch. That's another strikeout. He's got 4 now in the game.
First time through the order. Walked the leadoff man. He came around to score, but first time through the order, Pierce Coppola has 4 punch-outs. Backdoor slider. He kind of uses this as a changeup every once in a while. Throw it on the outside part of the plate, let it come back. Velocity difference is enough to get Grant Smith out in front.
First pitch strike for Coppola is really important so far this season. 207. They're hitting on first pitch strikes when he gets ahead. When he doesn't, like that, 417 batting average.
Chris will talk to Kevin O'Sullivan next half inning as Waldschmidt, the junior, 6'2", 205 out of Bradenton, Florida. The leadoff hitter holds up, and that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the advanced metrics, the exit velo, the sweet spot rate, the barrel rate, really in love with what Ryan Waldschmidt can do.
Well, the pro teams are too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's going to hear his name called pretty early this year. Ryan Waldschmidt has been a big part of why Kentucky is at this spot. Can do a whole lot of things offensively.
And they need him to do some things offensively on the 1-2. Down 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Completely different inning this inning for Coppola, who's now missing more glove side, and you haven't seen that arm side miss. Maybe this is a good time right now to try to get a chase, but he's burying that slider down and in.
On the ground, fielded cleanly, the flip.
Wow.
And, he hit him in the helmet.
Yep, that's
and
a double
they are going
play.
to call the double play. It looked like the boy was
smart.
popping up, and the throw from Kurland hit him, and that is going to be a double play. Instead of staying down, McCoy got up. And Gion is going to talk about it.
That's a smart play, Eddie.
And there was not going to be a play at first either. I mean, watch Waldschmidt when he gets off as well. He was going to beat this no problem whatsoever at first, but once he pops up, throws it, smart.
Yeah, that's the longest one of the year. The most outs he's got in an outing is 13.
1-2-3 inning, last inning after they sent 11 to the plate in the first inning. It'll be Ashton Wilson and then Dale Thomas and Donay, who's got the grand slam to right field to blow this one open.
Nope.
So again, pressure on both of these teams. Win here, then you're going to have to come back again this evening and win that game. Obviously, when you're in the bracket of a team that has lost, it puts a great demand on your pitching staff and your depth. The idea that they had to go to this guy O'Brien so early in this game obviously continues, won't be available in tonight's game.
Down. I reset it.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Nope's up.
And it's 3-1. A game that couldn't have really started any better for Florida. Short of the first inning run that Kentucky scored. After that, it has gone every which way for the Gators. Three and 2. And there's another hit by pitch, slipped out of the hands of O'Brien. College World Series rolls. Hey, the finals start Saturday, June 22nd at 7:30 Eastern Time on ESPN, right after the Golden Spikes are announced. 7:30, Saturday, June 22nd. For more information on the Men's College World Series, the schedule, etc. for Sunday, go to NCAA.com. That's your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Wilson's down at first. And there is the Golden Spikes trophy. My guy Ashton, by the way, was home in Orlando after a great game of pickleball. That's when his cell phone started to buzz a little bit. He'd entered the transfer portal after his freshman year at Charleston Southern. But he was trying to get back on a baseball field. His injured shoulder had been completely healed. Pickleball will prove that your shoulder's been completely healed. Assuming it's the right one, you have to raise that arm up on an overhead. Of course, pickleball, you serve underhand. Kyle knows that. He was going to go to Florida Southwestern State, Fort Myers, when the classes started. What's that?
He was going to JUCO.
Yeah, he was going to JUCO.
The only thing I don't like about pickleball is you can't be in the kitchen.
Out of the blue, Florida called them. And they were set to go to Orlando International Airport for their flight to Omaha. Boom, I'm in. What in the world, he said. And that is how he ends up here in Omaha.
With 2 hit by pitches today already on first base twice, the bottom of the order of the Gators have done some damage. And when you do damage and you have Cags as your leadoff guy, it's a good sign.
So on the bottom of the 3rd inning of this elimination game, Nick Mingione is going to go to his 3rd pitcher. O'Brien is out. Hogan is coming up. We're going to take a timeout here on ESPN. 11:20 local time. Florida 7, Kentucky 1. Hogan coming in. Minnesota. I mean, they got to stop it, right?
Yeah, and this guy can do it. I mean, he's a slider machine. You're going to see more sliders than anything else, but he's given up 21 hits and 38 2/3. The stuff is very good. When he gets in trouble, if he gets in trouble, usually it's the walks that get him. Walks about 5 per 9. But yeah, I mean, if you're Kentucky, again, it's a day this place can play offensive, and it's an offense that can put runs on the board in bunches. But to start, you got to start throwing up zeros.
One thing to keep an eye on: his slider is elite. The average TrackMan averages, thanks to our friends at 6.43 for a righty. On a slider, velo's about 81.9 with a spin rate of 23.62. So Hogan sometimes gets up into the 3,000s. He's ready, and so's Thomas. And that first pitch in there for a strike.
Dale Thomas with an impressive at-bat last time, hitting it to the right field, staying down. KP noticed it right out of the get-go to load the bases and set it up for the grand slam.
Chance for Donay, perhaps to come up with a couple of men on base again. He hit a grand slam his first time up, and that is a souvenir. See if he spins one in here. 0-2. Nope, instead threw it high with a fastball at 92, and he missed. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Donay's on deck. Big guy at 6'5". A grand slam to speak of today, and he'll never be able to take that memory away from him. Hit a grand slam at the College World Series.
Wait.
Kyle's take on the way Kentucky came out of the gate in the first inning with a couple of misplays. A very sluggish start. And it's not as if the game, from Kentucky's perspective, has been able to find a gear yet. 2-2. This ball is hit to left field. That sends Waldschmidt back. And he is shy of the track to make the play. That's a long fly out for Dale Thomas. What do you say we go back to Brody Donay's swing with the bases loaded in the first?
100th percentile when it comes to exit velo. This guy, when he barrels it, intends to travel, and this ballpark's playing different. Can't hold him. Now he's got a lot of swing and miss, but this time did not swing and miss. Number 29. Putting a 7th spot in that first inning.
Lakeland Christian High School. He was at Virginia Tech as a freshman. So we had a rain out yesterday, so we probably buried a lot of food and different items. Now today it is like noon, and we're going snow cone to get it going.
I like that approach.
Foul ball.
They might have a doubleheader later on today. They're just getting ready.
Think about that. Hey guys, this is going to work out great for us. You're going to get that frozen brain thing going, but feel good about it. And then we're going to go play 2, and then we're going to come back later.
Yep.
Great day.
Like one of the greatest days of my life. I now have my book report when I report back to school, and that's another hit. Donay hit it hard. 109 off the bat, and he is locked early. He's a morning guy.
Okay, so his home run was also 109 miles per hour off the bat. Talk about consistency for a guy that has a lot of swing and miss. Try to sneak a fastball by him. He is sitting fastball even with that high spin of the slider. This is what it sounded like.
The 8th hitter in the lineup, a grand slam and a single. And Michael Robertson, 1 out, 2 on. Gators trying to add to it. What? Good slider, and there's that spin rate. That's 29.95 on that slider. Elite.
Yeah, and this guy right here has had a very good College World Series. You see the numbers on the bottom from the 9-hole.
Had a great postseason. And a walk-off winner against Clemson.
Now he changes his approach, and this is what he's done in the postseason. He's thinking more pull early. Now he opens up the field, and he's used that left side of the field a lot here in Omaha.
Caglione on deck for Florida. Caglione coming up for Florida.
Okay, so again, the last time these two teams played, they played a 3-game set at Gainesville during the regular season. They intentionally walked Caglione 6 times, walked him total 8. That's in 3 games. You do it now?
Well,
you load them up with 2 outs?
The last time they walked them all those many times, that was a game they lost 10-1. You have to go after him here.
He scored 1 time, by the way.
Get him the chase.
With all those intentional walks, Kyle, he scored.
They're putting him on. And I don't blame him. I do not blame him, man.
Any other at bat, they would not do it, right? With the amount of strikes, the amount of outs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 outs. I mean, 2 outs. If there's nobody out, maybe it's different. But 2 outs right here, it makes sense.
So that loads him up. Chance for Kurland, who does have home run pop, to give Florida its 2nd grand slam of the day. And so much of the intentional walk stuff does have to do with the ability of the guy behind you to deliver. Didn't happen during that other series. Swing and a miss. He was going for the downs.
Is there another hitter in the country that you would walk in this situation like that?
Probably Charlie Condon. Yeah, from Georgia. Maybe Bazzana at Oregon State.
0-1. This one to center field. Fairly shallow. Is anybody going to get it? No, they will not. And a couple of Gators come in. Safe at third. Caglione diving into second with a swing move. And we'll see. He's called out at second. Kurland, we'll see if it sticks. But they scored 2 on that hit. It's 9-1.
I don't know if you burn one here. We'll see. Florida only has 1 challenge left. They lost 1 early. It looks like they will do it again here.
Yeah. From the naked eye, I thought he was safe. I thought he got it right hand in there. Watch his right arm.
Base. His play is under review.
I think he's safe.
I think that's an incredible effort by Kurland, and if he is called safe, it'll be a double for him and keep it 2nd and 3rd.
Watch that right arm get in there. He has to reach over.
Did he ever tag him?
No. And I think the best in Major League Baseball at doing this is Javi Baez when he runs the bases. Swim move right here, that left arm, you tuck it in. That's balance.
Really good slide.
Looks like it's going to be overturned, and it's going to be a double. It's going to be an 8-run lead, and they're going to have runners at 2nd and 3rd. And again, the impact and importance of the intentional walk to Caglione got to have that guy coming up behind him deliver, and Verland does.
He does, and I think that was the key. Who hits in front of him? Will the bottom half of the order get on base to force the hand of Nick Mangione, and then will Cade Curlin be able to come through? He just answered the bell here in the bottom of the third.
After review, the call of out at second base will be overturned to safe. Florida retains that challenge and still has one remaining for the game.
2 RBI single, advancing to second on the throw. Gators have 9 runs on 7 hits. And Shelnut is wondering, can I get on board with this hit parade? He has struck out twice. So that time, the intentional walk to Caglione does not pay off. All Gators as they try to move to a game tonight against Texas A&M. And that is going to be out of play in right. What a slide by Curlin at second base. Just perfect. You almost like show the left hand, then you pull it back. The right hand's going for the bag. And that sweep tag, unable to even look like it made contact with the body. High pitch, he swings underneath it, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Human nature of this too. You've got to believe Kentucky is looking for anything to give them some reason other than the fact that the season ends here if we don't win, but down 9-1 in the third.
Well, the Gators sent a message early on, one by changing that lineup and putting the attack mode on Kentucky with Jack Caglione. Usually it's Kentucky that has the attack methodology.
However many more games Florida plays here, Caglione will lead off every single game based on what happened here.
Full count. Again, not unconventional to have your best hitter leading off. Been hitting in the two-hole. You want to get him as many bats as you can.
Strike 3!
3-2 called. Strike 3. And Tyler Shelnut, shell shocked at the call. And his 3rd strikeout today. Whee! It's been all Florida.
Is that bad?
Back with Eddie and Kyle. Chris Budden. UNC defeated Virginia. The end of Vance Honeycutt's career, unfortunately. And how about what Christian Moore did in the opener for Tennessee? First player to hit for the cycle, and only the second to ever do it. Lampkin, Cortez, Aschenbeck, Prager. A&M pitching has allowed 3 runs in 2 games, and it feels like with the potential injury and maybe inability to run around the bases for Laviolette, they're going to rely on their arms for sure. Tennessee and Florida State. If Tennessee wins, they move into the College World Series Finals. First time they've gone 2-0 in Omaha. And the first pitch, that's raced back up the middle from Emilian Petri.
And he's had a really good College World Series, both on the offensive standpoint and on defense. Really impressed with this young Canadian Wildcat.
Petrie's really impressive. Came to campus, he weighed $130 out of Canada. He now is about 185, 190, and his glove is golden out there. Now Nicholson trying to get something going for Kentucky, and he holds on that off-speed pitch. Slow at 78 for a strike. Did he go? No.
Anderson's been their best power guy all season long. Already 2 home runs here in the College World Series. One to the opposite field, the other one to the pull side, where he's had many of them. And against the SEC, he has been phenomenal with his slug.
Left on left, runner goes, swings and hits a slow roller. Caglione hoots it for a second, gets the big bare hand paw on it, and steps on first for the out.
I do think this is important, too, for Kentucky. I know you're down 8 runs. They still have to play the way that they generally play. You've got to create some level of uncomfort when you're on the base pass right now. Petri in motion right there, and a good job by Caglione just to body that thing up, keep it in front of him. That's when they're at their best, though. It's when you're standing on the mound and you're not quite sure what they're going to do. It's what Kentucky is as good at as anybody in the country.
Lopez, ball 1 outside. Texas sign. You see that mustache? Yesterday he had the shades on. It's an interesting look. No need for shades today on the slider that swung up and missed.
Eddie, what's your up in the box, back in the box thoughts? Lopez is all the way up in the box. Like his front foot when he strides is going to be on that front chalk. Did you ever move back and forth based on what you're seeing on the mound?
I did. I actually moved up, and sometimes I would do it when the pitcher was set, because if it was a pitcher, let's say like Jamie Moyer, who threw the fastball changeup a lot, especially a changeup. His fastball wasn't overpowering. I wanted to get to it before it actually dove out of the zone. But it was one of those things that you had to adjust depending on who the pitcher is, right or left, as well.
Lopez didn't hit right-handed last year. He is now, and he sends this one to shallow center field. The read from Petri was no one's going to get it. He's coming home, and he is going to be safe at home as Kentucky picks up their second run. Really good read by Petri. He was gone. He said no one is going to catch it, and he got another run. Yeah,
he gets a good read, but KP alluded to it earlier. This is Kentucky baseball. You stay away from the double play situations. You continue to push. And right here, as soon as Petri turns around, he's like, let's go. They understand the arm strength in the outfield. They have to continue to play their game. Contact hitter Lopez, if he's back in the box, most likely he swings and misses there.
That was off the very end of the bat. Now Daly, home run power here. First pitch, swings and misses. Come a long way offensively, guys. This self-proclaimed sort of I was lost at the plate for a while. He's figured it out. Behind 0-2 here. So many of these guys look at video not only in the cage, they look at YouTube videos online. They'll go back to watch some great baseball players, the moves. They are really dedicated baseball guys who have followed the game and now keep searching out. Manny Ramirez was a name that they love to watch video of.
It's a good guy to look at. Fundamentally sound.
0-2. Kentucky trying to get something going here in the fourth of an elimination game. That one got him. Yep. And now he looks back and barks, let's go. They got 2 men on, 1 run in.
That's all you can do. Keep pecking away, not trying to get out of your game style. And one thing Kentucky has believed in all year is anything in, don't budge. Stay still, stay right there.
Figured this was time for a good meeting. We got a 7-run lead now. We had an 8-run lead. Now we got a 7-run lead. A single, and a hit by pitch.
One thing he has not done this inning that he did in the first 3 innings was actually throw his fastball more with conviction. He's gone more to the off-speed pitches, got him behind, and once he gets behind, it's hard for him to come back. We said it earlier. When he gets ahead 0-1, hitters came into this game hitting 207. When he gets behind, they're hitting over 400.
Yeah, but we say it, and the way you said it was, he got away from doing that. Like, he's not calling his pitches out there. So there's something that they saw that said, let's not throw that as often.
Well, second time around the lineup, you try to change it up, but I think when you're dealing with a pitcher like Pierce Coppola, you have to stay the same. You have to make them make their adjustment because it's been working for him earlier, especially with that 8-run lead coming into this inning. Now shaved down to 1.
Time for Devin Burks to deliver a big hit. He's been in the struggle bus. Runners fake go, and it's strike 1. Breakfast of champions right there.
That's my guy.
Swing and a miss, and there is that pitch, Eddie. The fastball up. Huge spot for Burks. Stays alive.
Another fastball.
You already had him playing on the Orlando Scorpions with guys like Dylan Cruz. Of course, high draft pick last year. That's way outside. And we love to talk about the joy that he plays with. Late commit, too, to Kentucky, and they were late to him. Credits his mom, Denise, with so much of his success. Swing and a miss. Let go of that bat. Big strikeout. Coppola went back to the strikeout with the fastball.
Yeah, just what you're talking about. And that's the one arm side up that has more life, too. Because watch the movement on this fastball. You can see all of it moving away from Burks right there. Elevated against the right-handers, has just enough run to get it off the bat. Second time that Devin Burks has struck out today.
Center fielder Nolan McCarthy. 350 with runners in scoring position. He sends this one to right field, down the line, tailing. Foul ball. Didn't miss it by much. McCarthy's bid for his 9th home run. I don't know, 4, 5, 6 feet from a home run. A 3-run shot could have changed things dramatically. That was an off-speed pitch. We'll see if he challenges now with the fastball. Certainly showed the ability to go the other way with some oppo power. Lopez and Daly lead.
Wait.
Coppola trying to get through the 4th. Really good pitch. He came back inside, and that's been the strike zone for the home plate umpire, Grady Smith. That inside strike has been called often.
All right. Watch Coppola right here. He'll take a look at the plate, right at the hitter, and then he'll go straight, right at the runner at second, he'll go straight home.
Got him swinging, and how about the punch out of Burks and McCarthy? Coppola, 6 punch outs.
That's a big spot for the lefty, Eddie. Really big spot for the lefty.
Went to the fastball. Look, get to what got you this far so far, and that's been the heater up, and the hitters have not been able to stay back on it.
Foreseeable future. They're going to be a team to reckon with in the very, very powerful SEC.
No, Rob.
Full foul from Shelton. Ty Crittenberger is now the center fielder. Kyle, we got a little beach ball out there blowing around the right field track.
Why are you blaming me?
I'm just bringing it to your attention.
Oh. Not anymore.
Is there a little less emphasis on the beach ball? That's been a thing in the past.
I think it's early.
Okay,
It's early right now.
Kyle knows
Pick
the
and spots.
Two balls and a strike. Shelton, Heyman, Wilson.
We do all this for one reason. Tires matter. TireRack.com. The way tire buying should be.
Foreseeable future. They're going to be a team to reckon with in the very, very powerful SEC.
No, Rob.
Full foul from Shelton. Crittenberger is now the center fielder. Kyle, we got a little beach ball out there blowing around the right field track.
Why are you blaming me?
I'm just bringing it to your attention.
Oh. Not anymore.
Is there a little less emphasis on the beach ball? That's been a thing in the
I
past.
think it's early.
Okay,
It's early right now.
Kyle knows
Pick and
some things.
spots.
Two balls and a strike. Shelton, Heyman, Wilson. Florida dealt with the 4 and 10-minute rain delay, and then buzzkill when Laviolette made an unbelievable catch to prevent them from grabbing a lead. Sullivan was telling me they got back at like 2:40 a.m. in their rooms. That's laced over the head of Petri. Shelton's got his second hit, and again, he hits the dirty. It's a new thing now. He rounds and slides.
Like that kid in Little League.
100%.
I'm going to get my jersey dirty. I'm going to get it dirty, regardless.
I was
Second
one of those
time.
kids.
It's great practice.
Yeah, you get out of the gate. Here we go.
I'll say this. We have seen this year a abundance of injuries on base runners who have either stopped and headed back to a base or turned a base hard, put the brakes on. We've seen some bad blowouts. That one is laced down the line, but it's foul.
It's a smart way to do it.
It's not the worst idea, exactly.
No.
Acuna is front and center when he was off second base on a lead.
Yeah.
Jammed on that right leg, and that was it. But there have been a couple of those. So, yeah, that's not the worst idea to slide. Another base runner for Florida. They have 8 hits.
Another leadoff base runner for Florida, and the 3 times that they've had it in the 4 innings. Let's see if they score here. The second inning was the only inning that they did not have a leadoff base runner. That was the inning that Kentucky was able to get a goose egg up.
That inside pitch has been called often. 0-2. Where's this one? Called strike 3. Top of the zone against the catcher, Luke Heyman.
Fastball inside before creates more room for this one. You run the 2-seam fastball in under Heyman. He got for a called strike, then the slider. Heyman just can't pull the trigger.
Ashton Wilson with a chance for the hat trick of getting hit by pitches. He's been hit twice.
Ashton Wilson had 6 hits in the regular season. 6. His first start was the last weekend of the year. Ty Evans got hurt. Ashton Wilson goes into the lineup. Then the first game of regionals, he gets 4 hits and starts hitting third. They bumped him down to the lineup now, but this is one of those guys that during the course of the season wasn't on a scouting report. Didn't exist. He's been a huge part of the Gators making a run to this point.
Good take. 2-0 is on base percentage. 400 hit by pitch. That number's going to go up twice. It's not necessarily the most comfortable. But to Kyle's point, 6 hits, 21 at bats, and then all we've done is go 12 for 36. A couple of deep flies, 9 RBI. 2-1, and you guys know this. College World Series, you want to win a championship, like you need guys who you wouldn't expect. Maybe Coppola's performance today, when we're all said and done, like there are going to be guys that you don't count on that have to deliver.
Especially if you get beat.
Yeah.
You've got to fight back through it.
Help. Need that pitching depth. Those midweek starters come to play big time in the College World Series.
Incredible run for Kevin O'Sullivan, these Florida Gators. 2017 won it all. They've been in this College World Series a whole bunch since he's taken over. 2-2.
Nope, Dwight.
That's 3-2. College World Series appearances in 2010, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 23.
He has made it to Omaha since he's been a head coach more times than not make it to Omaha. It's been an incredible run.
Straight 2, runner goes, swing and a miss. Stolen base for Shelton. Is there something to that, Kyle? Do you think, with all your experience, your College World Series, is there something to, if you look at the coaches that got here this year, many of them have been here before. Is there something about coaching in the postseason?
Yeah.
There is.
I think there absolutely is. And I think it only comes with doing it time after time and not changing things. Like once you get to the postseason, okay, I remember, and I didn't realize this until we got into the postseason. Our head coach, Mark Marquis at Stanford, was meticulous about everything we did. And then when we got in the postseason, he took his hands off the wheel. And the first time it happened, I'm like, whoa, this is different. But at that point, like, hey, guys, you've done what you need to do. Go play. I've done my part all year. Now just go play. Go be you. And I think the best that do it have the ability to take their hands off the wheel some when you get to the postseason. Trust your guys.
Yeah, and the credibility, too, for the player to believe, like, whatever he says, look at how many times he's been here. Brian O'Connor, look at how many times he's been here. Whatever he says or does, like, this is going to get us there.
Yeah.
Thomas trying to get him to 10. Inside, called strike 1.
I mean, to that point, so Brian O'Connor's been here 7 of the last 15 years.
Right.
Sully's been here 8 of the last 15 years. Tony Vitello's been here 3 of the last 4 years. Schloss has been here 7 times with 2 different teams. It's not by accident.
Oh, and 2. It's kind of what that was what I was getting at, and I'm just trying to figure out what that formula is. A, you need great players. You need the players first.
Yeah, but when that phone rings and you're the player and it's one of those head coaches calling, it's that belief as a player of saying, wow, I can get there. And he believes I'm part of that solution as well.
0-2, 2 down, trying to get through the 4th inning. Playable on the infield. I love the pitcher who is convinced he's going to make the play until like the last second. We got it. Nicholson's got it up good. He's got a comfortable 9-2 lead. Florida hasn't gotten the bullpen working at all, and his first pitch is away, ball 1. Kentucky's had these runners. They got to pay it off. They have to start to believe that it will work and get their wheels spinning a little bit.
Let's go. Keep working.
Off speed, right field, heading towards the seats. Caglione gave it a good effort.
And he's been really good on foul balls like that during the regular season and postseason. A lot of people believe that at the next level, not only could he play and be a very good defensive first baseman, but he could also play the outfield.
He could if you need him to, but I think the guy wins a Gold Glove in the big leagues at first base. He is that good defensively.
Yes, sir.
Once he matures at the next level, gets used to that pitch, and you do wonder, like in a batting order, where does somebody with all that power end up hitting? Yes, a punch out there. Coppola, that's 3 in a row, 7 in the game. McCoy is gone.
This is now, it ties Coppola for the longest outing of the season. 4 1/3 is the furthest he had gone. He did it in the regionals. This time, check swing. Was just far enough that time. Adam Dowdy down at first base rings him up. Rav, you said it, 3 in a row, 7 for the game now for Coppola.
Grant Smith, 74th pitch, off speed, ball 1. And look, it's only human nature too for A&M to be watching this game. Kind of say to themselves, okay, Coppola, wow, they're getting a big long outing from a starter, which means more arms available in our game.
Am I good? Good.
If it's going to be Florida that we face.
Yeah, if you're the Aggies, you probably don't care who you play. You just want to see a bunch of arms run out there in this game.
100%.
Smith earlier this week did not have that wrist taped up in game 1 or the start of game 2.
Yep. The 1-2.
Wait.
Stayed way outside, hit the glove, but it was framed out of the strike zone. Two and 2. Swing and a miss. And it's just a 4 strikeouts in a row for Coppola, who's just dismissing hitters.
Here's Coppola coming into this game over the course of the season. Was 0-4 with a 9.16 ERA.
You know what they say? Throw the numbers out when you get to Omaha.
That is accurate. I don't know who they are, but whoever they are, correct in this case, because he's been really good.
And he's been really good with the fastball.
He's throwing strikes. That's the biggest thing. He's forcing Kentucky to swing the bat.
So how hard is that as a pitcher? How hard is it when you have a lead to buy into, I got to just throw strikes and then do that? Is it harder than
not as easy as
it's not.
You think it is.
I'm sure.
But the other thing is, you also just can't throw it right down the middle. I mean, but the attack mentality changes when you look at the scoreboard.
He is just firing, getting back on that rubber and letting it go.
Yeah, this is as good as he's felt. 0-2.
Nope. Watch how quick he gets back on the rubber. Right here, even after that ball one, just boom, set that right foot on the rubber, and here we go.
I got to reload.
That's the pitch too. We need so that's
reload.
a foul ball. He's gonna need 5.
Well, right here. Thing is, he's a little behind. Ball girl needs a little training. I might have to go out there for game 2.
Go right now.
Yeah, go down.
Go right now. So
I got to put the cleats on.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's a terrible idea.
Might have to ask Cags for his.
Good too.
I was actually just talking with the head ball girl, not her. She's blonde on the other side. And she's like, I've been informing the rest of my girls, you got to bring an extra one in case there's a foul ball.
See?
Oh. Don't tell me.
Hey, established 1983.
No, you're a vet. I get it. I'm sorry for second guessing you. I'll do it again at some point, but I'm sorry for that.
Soon.
You want to talk to me? Just send me a camera.
How difficult has it been to build this program up in a conference in which you have the behemoths of college baseball?
The job that Nick Minchione has done at Kentucky is pretty awesome.
Coppola.
They're not squaring up that fastball. You know it's coming. 3-2.
Belo's ticked up a little bit. That last one was 94.
And give him a lot of credit. He has been able to make that adjustment from the first warm-up pitches that he had here. Everything was up and away, out of the zone. He's been staying down in the zone.
Throwing his 9th pitch of the at-bat. Good battle here with Waldschmidt.
Guys, Pierce Coppola does not have a win in his college career.
saving it for the World Series.
How about that? Well, it's a pretty good place to get your first if things continue to go the way it is.
Let me ask you this. He loses them. Bullpen's ready.
I don't think you go yet.
Three and two from the big lefty.
Nope, it's up.
That's a little high, and that is a walk for the game.
That's a really good pitch there.
Yes, it is.
Sully's already in the top step.
I think he gets him here.
Not left on left, right?
Yeah, I think Jameson probably starts the next inning, but I don't think he goes and gets him here.
After the rain out yesterday, Sully was said, who's starting? He said, I'm sure we're going to go with Pierce. That's the message. We're going to need some help. Yesterday, Fisher, who's the only guy, Kate Fisher not available. He's the only one. He said, yesterday he helped us. We need another performance like that. And maybe Coppola is the guy to do it. Petrie's a good contact hitter. He looks at an off-speed pitch for strike one. Last time up, laced a single over the head of the second baseman. He eventually came around to score on an RBI from Lopez. 0-1. Fascinating story, Petri. Coming from Canada, where he did skate, didn't really play hockey. He's a phenomenal soccer player, but he chose the sport of baseball because he said it was the most challenging. He's put on 60 pounds since he's gotten to Kentucky. That is called a strike.
He is one of the guys that really is the heart and soul of his team.
Yeah.
And has been such a big part of these back-to-back trips to the postseason for the first time.
1-2. This ball is driven to right center field. Wilson going back. There's no play on that. And that ball is over the wall. Emilian Petri, a two-run shot.
We talked about being the heart and soul right there behind the count. Emilian Petri, 102 miles per hour, the distance far enough. This ball stays up, spinning right to the barrel. Short, quick, never pulls off of it, and continues to give life to Kentucky.
That's
now
a
down 5.
Giant swing right there. Giant swing, because now if you're Kentucky, it's starting to look like it's doable.
10th home run of the season for Petri. Here's a strike. I tell you one thing. Again, you always focus on the ball that left the bat and the homer. Waldschmidt's at bat was incredible.
That keeps your inning going.
It keeps your inning going. The foul balls, the more pitches that Coppola's got to throw, and that led to a Petri two-run bomb. He's 2 for 3 today with a single, and that homer he has scored twice. It's a 9-4 game now.
But for Coppola, this is his last hit. So whether he gets him out and the inning's over, or if Nicholson reaches, I do think Florida goes to the pen after this.
I think it's important to state what you said earlier. He's never gotten a college win.
No.
And to get it here in the College World Series, he's 1 out away from doing that as well.
Just missed with that fastball, too. That was a close one. Now on a 2-2.
Away.
That's exactly where the last run was. It's not off by much, but a good at bat by Nicholson.
I think he knows it.
Oh, yeah.
Got him with an off-speed pitch to end the inning. He strikes out Nicholson, and that's 9 punch-outs for Pierce Coppola.
KP, you said it earlier. If he's able to get 15 outs in this game, it's a great outing.
Now this is the 15th right here. Pierce Coppola 0-4 on the season, and a day that the Gators needed somebody to do something maybe they haven't all year. He's been doing that so far.
Very impressive performance. In spite of the 2-run shot he just gave up to Petri, the team has got a 5-run lead. He's in line for the win.
It doesn't look like he's done.
98 pitches.
I thought he would be, but that didn't appear to be the case.
Wasn't a lot of hugging and handshaking going on. Again, the winner of this game will play again tonight. So as many bullets as you can get out of your pitchers, the better off you are as Donay swings and misses at that.
This Hogan slider is so interesting because it breaks really late. There's not a ton of break, but 2/3 of the way to home plate, it looks like a fastball.
That ball is driven. He is standing, he is watching, and it is way out of here. Brody Donay's second of the day with an exit velocity of a massive 118 miles an hour.
They say a few years ago, don't let the Rebs get hot. Don't let Donay get hot right now, because there's been so much swing and miss all year for this kid. But man, Eddie, when it squares up, it sounds a little different.
It's completely different, and this is why he's in the lineup. When you look at the whiff, he's in the 0 percentile when it comes to whiff rate, but the contact is real. Oh, he knew it. Just watch this. Balanced. Let me enjoy this one.
Don't need that anymore.
Back row of the bleachers in left. And after 2 innings of fairly good work from Hogan, looks like his day may be over. Boy, a massive shot. Traveled 414 feet, but that was a no doubt about it blast from Donay, who to go with his grand slam and a single is now 3 for 3, 2 homers, 5 RBI.
They needed someone to step up on the power side because Kentucky was not and has not allowed Caglione to do it. And Donay has shown up.
Jackson Novi coming in just when it felt like Kentucky was crawling back into this one.
Fastball will get into the low 90s.
Novi's first 1-1-0. The sound was a little different on that one from Donay, too.
Yes. That was compressed.
Spins one that's called a strike at the bottom of the zone. Well, we talked about how you need other players that you wouldn't necessarily count on to come through, and both the starting pitcher and the 8th hitter have done that today.
Donay's been known for his bat flips. Had one in high school that people are still talking about. He can figure out that zone, the strike zone, same way Caglione has.
2-1 off the mound. Nice play by the shortstop, Grant Smith.
A lot of chase from Donay, but if he can figure out that zone, and they'll be working on it all summer, it's going to be quite impressive to see what he can do with it, because the power is real.
Well, here's the other guy that's got some real power, Jack Caglione. Singled, walked, intentionally walked. It's a 10-4 game. There's one down. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 92, and that one missed from Novi. 19 homers, 86 at bats. It's a home run every 4.5 at bats. He's hammered lefties, and he will hit the ball out to left field. There isn't a part of the park that can hold him. He holds up on that. We've seen very unconventional defensive schemes against him with 4 outfielders. In this case, Kentucky's got 3 on the right side of the infield.
He has 8 doubles and 34 home runs.
They go over the wall. They
Yes.
don't hit the wall, yeah.
Look where he's set up, Kevin.
3-0. 3-0. He's 6 inches off the plate.
10-4.
Yes. Caglione came into this game with a .537 on base percentage. He's now reached base all 4 times.
Yep.
We're going up.
Going north.
More balls delivered. Florida in the first 2 games had struck out 29 times. They've cut that number down a little bit today. And they certainly had a huge first inning in which they scored 7 to tilt this thing heavily towards the Gators. After the intentional walk, Curlin delivered a couple with a single. As KP said, this is now likely the new lineup. We'll see the rest of the way for Florida. That one gets away. Caglione heads to second base. A mistake by Kentucky. Wild pitch. And Burks and Novi now going to have a little meeting on the bump. The talking hand. Eddie off to Wrigley Field this weekend. The Mets and the Cubs, the red-hot Mets taking on the Cubs. That's game 3 of that series. Sunday Night Baseball, 7 Eastern ESPN. ESPN Deportes, ESPN Radio. Not a long flight. Nice.
Haven't been in Chicago in quite some time.
Wrigley Field for the Mets and the Cubs. Wrigley Field in the summer, Chicago in the summer. One of the great cities to spend some time in. Just like Omaha for these 2 weeks. Summer in Omaha is tremendous as Curlin swings and misses. 1-2. Stays really light late here. Like 9 bells. It's light.
2 more days till it starts starts getting darker earlier.
Caglione leads at second in a 10-4 game. Curlin fouls one off. Tennessee trying to become the first numero uno seed to win the whole thing since Canes did it in 1999. The Oma Vols this year have been tremendously impressive. They play the next game against Florida State. If they beat Eduardo Perez's Knowles, they will move into the College World Series Finals. Kaggs takes off. He is in at third. Stolen base, caught looking. Curlin.
Yeah, we see a couple of those. But Caglione has, impressed also on the bases. They did not get to stop his feet. They don't even look at him. And he's going to take advantage of that. Going in, standing up.
Tyler Shelnut. Good. Strike one. That inside pitch has been called the strike all day.
That wasn't even close.
They try it. Caglione's going to come in. There is a throw to first, not in time. That's why you steal third base.
Uncontested at third base, and then Florida playing a little bit of that attack baseball that we've seen Kentucky do the entire season. They put it right back on him. Perfect foul ball base hit. Keep it down the line. No chance.
He had just shown bunt too.
Yeah, he did.
And Daly still stayed all the way back. I mean, it took it in the right spot for Shelnut to have a chance to beat it out, but a little unconventional right there, and the Gators had another one.
Well, you pay off Caglione's efforts to get to third, and the lack of desire to do anything about that. And then Shelnut, who had been 0 for 3 with 3 punch-outs, lays down a bunt, brings him in.
Wanted to join the party.
That is a balk. Good. Best moves are balks, and that was absolutely a balk. Front foot has to be in that 45-degree zone going over towards first base. And that time it really wasn't close.
That one gets away. Boy, Kentucky all day has been sloppy.
It's been un-Kentucky.
Yeah.
This is not the way that they've played the entire year. They kind of play with reckless abandon defensively, offensively. It just hasn't had that feel today.
Winner of this one will play again this evening, 6 p.m. local time, 7 Eastern. And of course, next here it is Tennessee and Florida State. If the Vols win, they move into the championship series. If A&M wins tonight, they move into the championship series. It'll be an all SEC final. Almost 2.5 hours into this one, still bottom 5. 2 balls and no strikes. Good day for Colby Shelton. Good day for the entire offense. 11 runs on 10 hits. They've been clean in the field. Everybody wants to figure out what Donay had for breakfast today and what we should be eating before the game tonight.
I'd go eat it in between games. If Florida wins this one, whatever he ate for breakfast, I would go eat it for lunch.
2 down, 2-2. 3-2.
3-2.
He ran right up against the pitch clock. I mean, right up against it. I was watching, and he got to about 2 seconds, and then he fired it. It's a walk.
He's watching the same thing.
That's not a good sign that we're thinking alike, I think. I'm not sure who it's not a good sign for, but the fact that one of us...
Society. That's not good.
And it was all due to the sign, though. He was waiting for that sign to come in. Still waiting for that sign to come in.
Wi-Fi?
I don't think they're having any issues right now, but clock has not started yet, and he's still waiting for that sign.
I actually think they're having a lot of issues.
It's already at the 12-second mark.
Heyman ready, the righty. Nope.
Yeah, they're a little confused right now with what's going on. They're going to visit. They're waiting also for the bullpen to get loose. We've had a lot of issues with that already today, where Kentucky has been ambushed a little bit with their bullpen usage.
I think that's what we're doing here. Just trying to make sure we get enough time in the bullpen. Be surprised if Nick Mingione doesn't make his way out. And here he comes.
Good call. Kyle was on it. Looks like Ryan Hagenow, who is the leader of the bullpen weirdness, which we haven't had to employ today, is ready to come in. He's on the bump but still firing away. You have these games during the course of the regular season. It's just difficult to take when you're on this biggest stage with a chance to kind of stay alive your first trip to the World Series. He signaled for Hagenow to come in. And all the energy that Kentucky plays with oftentimes is based on how the game is being played out. Tight game, we're loose, we're having fun, we got rally caps. It's really hard to emulate that same energy when you're down 7-1 after the first inning. A lot of energy in the bat at 2-9 today. Brody Donay, 2 big flies, a single, 3 for 3, 5 stakes, 3 runs scored. Ryan Hagenow is known as much for what he does in the bullpen, but he is a good pitcher. Southern Illinois last year. And he is coming in with 2 men on and 2 down, trying to keep it at 7.
Nope.
Hanging out fastball changeup primarily. He'll throw a few sliders, but usually it's fastball changeup. Velo's going to be mid to upper 80s. He's not going to bump a 90 for you, but the changeup is really the difference maker for him.
Heyman, 16 homers on the season, 2 men aboard, and he went. Florida got 7 in the first. They got 2 in the third. They have 2 more here in the 5th. So they have scored in the odd innings, and they got a chance to tack on. Off speed. That one is right by the third baseman, Daly. They are going to tack on. Shelnut is coming in, heading to second base. And standing up there is Heyman. It's 12-4 Gators.
Yeah, the previous pitch was down. You saw the check swing, uncomfortable. This pitch up in the zone. Hitters like it up, especially when you're going to throw an off-speed pitch at 73 miles per hour. Mitchell Daly, this ball was hit softer than what he thought.
I know, but you got to body that ball up at third base. You get 2 outs. Now, whether or not you get it out or not, the guy's not going to score.
Yeah.
There's time to
keep
play it off
on
your side. That's not one of them. That one you got to body up.
Symbolic of the way they have played today and the way things have gone. Back up to a pushing of 8. They don't rule it an error. It's a double and an RBI. As Hagenau's pitch misses. Ashton Wilson twice Canuck by a pitch and then a strikeout. In there for a strike. No run rule in the World Series postseason, so 14-4 won't matter. But Florida will begin to think about, assuming they continue to add on at some point, is which players we need to take out, rest, get ready for the next game. A little bleeder to right coming in. McCoy won't get there, and 2 more runs will come in on the RBI from Wilson. And the Gators have got 14 in this one.
You know, we showed the scoreboard earlier and it said 1 error for Kentucky, but it's just been a lot of mental mistakes for Kentucky. Today, a lot of balls that should have been caught that were not. This one right here should not have, but everything is just falling apart for them. They're swimming upstream. They scored 2 in the top half of the 5th inning, and Florida answers back with 4.
Wilson's first hit. Here's Thomas. A little different to see fastball velocity in the mid to upper 80s in a league in which you got a whole bunch of flamethrowers. That's a good one. Another one at 85.
It's a funky enough move to home plate, though, that there's kind of a twitch in that right arm right before he releases. It's not easy to time up.
0-2, Donay with his 2 homers is on deck.
Strike 3.
We'll have that called strike 3. Florida having a very, very fun hump day. They got 14 runs. We go to the 6th.
In 5 innings of work, here's Coppola. What he was able to do was simple. Get ahead, strike out 9, and we're seeing the clip right here. Breaking pitches away. He was able to work the fastball up and away, up and in. He had it all. He had it working. He made adjustments, and he trusted the number 1. Kept going to it, and he finished off with that slider right there. Heck of a day, potentially set up to win his first game in college baseball.
Ever. Career high in innings, career high in strikeouts, and on a day that really either side, if you got a chance to make it through and still be playing this weekend, you needed somebody to do something different today, and Pierce Coppola was that for the Gators. Now they'll turn it over to Jake Clemente. Interesting. Fisher Jamison was up and working some. Clemente on right now. It's good stuff, man. It's And it's mid-90s with real life. 35 strikeouts and 26 in the third.
Lopez, Daly, Burke scheduled to hit for Kentucky, and they need some points, as Kyle would like to say. They need runs in this game. Down by 10. We're in the top of the 6th. Nick's got a couple of hits on the 1-0. Yeah, there's a fastball with movement, 93. You know, we talked about the experience the coaches have. We talked about Vitello and O'Connor and Kevin O'Sullivan. Of course, for Mingione, this is his first trip here as a head coach. Swing and a miss. There's that fastball. So what do you think the learn will be for him on this experience? All of it positive, but what do you think he takes away? What have other coaches told you about what they learned the first time through?
I think the biggest thing is just making sure that your team plays the way here that they have the entire season. And honestly, and this isn't on Minge, it's just a reality today. This doesn't look like the Kentucky team that we've seen during the course of the season. And that happens sometimes. You don't necessarily know why.
Yep.
But I do think the biggest takeaway is what they've accomplished the last 2 years feels like the start of not just building a team, of building a program that's going to be back. I mean, listen, we're not done here. This ballpark can play offensive, and they can still make a run. But it's been a historic season for Kentucky.
Laced up the middle. Good turnaround by Daly. And he will reach. KB?
You know, one of the things that Minge prides himself on is the amount of guys who waited their turn and stayed. In today's day and age of transfer portal, it's really easy to say I didn't get a lot of at-bats and to go somewhere else. And Minge has called it feedback is the breakfast of champions. Yeah. It's very Nick Mingione, but like when you look at Petri, got 4 at-bats his freshman year. McCoy redshirted, McCarthy redshirted, Devin Burks redshirted. And they sat there and said, what do I need to do to get playing time? And they stayed and they learned. It's a true testament to kind of the culture of what is brewing back in Lexington.
That's a great point. Here's Burks. That one misses. Yeah, he has a lot of mantras. We recorded his pregame speech, which is fairly consistent. One of them is sort of at midnight. It expires, win, lose, draw, 0 for 4, 4 for 4. It's just over. We turn the page immediately. To try to do that within a game is a little more difficult. Look, the most important thing of all of it is he believes it, and he's able to get others within the program to believe all of it. 95 from Clemente. Swing and a miss. Awfully impressive 95 for Clemente, whose high school was spent at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Todd Fitzgerald, that's where the tragic shooting took place a few years ago. Anthony Rizzo's high school as well, out of Florida.
Jesus Rizzardo as well. Very good baseball program there. And he dominated.
Crittenberger turns it around on the ground of the shortstop. An easy flip from Shelton to Kurland, and we are done. And Clemente looked real good. Minimum amount of pitches. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It is a Donay day, the way he has hit the ball for the Gators. He's been their star offensively, 3 for 3, 5 stakes, 2 homers. And Pierce Coppola in line to pick up his first ever win. 5 innings. He gave up 4 earned runs. He kept him very much ahead in this game with 9 strikeouts. And now we're in the bullpen for Florida. We've been in there for Kentucky since the first inning. 14-4. Johnny Hummel comes in, the senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
You kind of smoke him if you got him right now if you're Kentucky. Just anything you can do to try to keep it here. Johnny Hummel's been very good for him out of the bullpen this year. On for the 24th time, 40 strikeouts in 30 innings, just 16 hits allowed.
Strike one from Hummel. There's Donay's mom, Christy, watching on. My guy's got it going today. Start more games at 10 a.m. 0-2. The guy that was on the mound ultimately to send the Cats to Omaha. Bat against Micah McDowell of Oregon State. That one missed badly. He used that slider. Proud Park got rowdy. Another slider. Strike 3, ball game. We're punching our ticket to Omaha. Swing and a miss. How about that pitch mix? Stanley Cup Finals roll on. Kyle Peterson, man, hop on the bandwagon. He said the Caps would likely lose in Boston, and the Oilers are going to keep this thing going. They bounced back. They were down 0-3. Hello, we got a Game 6 Stanley Cup Final. Panthers Oilers Friday night, 8 Eastern, ABC, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Plus. How did you know?
I just know stuff.
Is it going to go back to Florida?
It might.
You're a very good expert witness.
Thank you. Can't be wrong on that one.
I just know stuff. On the 0-2 on a play. Well, this is another one of those bucket list items, again, for people who get a chance to have a school here and you want to come follow them to left field. Waldschmidt is there. There's an out. So we've got a Ferris wheel in center field now, but the restaurant, this has become a little foodie city, KP. Restaurants popping up everywhere. City with cranes. College World Series locked in here forever.
Growing here.
It is growing here, right?
I mean, the last 5 years, put over $600-700 million into downtown Omaha just to make it look and feel very different. Still going.
When they get on those bus tours of Omaha, do they go by the Peterson house?
It's like the Hollywood thing.
Yeah. Do they point out like that's where? No. That's a stop. You got to go there.
Yes.
Have you guys had that yet? Because I have not had Zestos this year.
Eddie starts pleading.
Look out. That's going to hit Zestos. I'm not kidding you.
No, it's right on a line to Zestos.
That just landed in somebody's milkshake.
Right into Eddie's vanilla milkshake.
Feel free. I'll take the black and white order.
Waiter, there's a fly in my ball or a ball in my fly. That's bounced it.
That ball was hit a mile. One of the few strikes Jack has seen this morning, now this afternoon here.
Yeah, it's nice to see him swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, this must feel different for him to have the opportunity to swing the bat. Still the base, so his day has been single, walk, intentional walk, walk. Almost going right at him.
Eddie, you ever seen a guy fill up a batter's box like this? Back foot is on the white line. Front foot is just in front of the white line.
And wearing 19s? No.
3-2. Off speed, smoked. Left field. Caglione and everyone else watches another homer, and that is a new Florida all-time home run record.
Matt Laporta, move over. Jack Caglione. This is why Kentucky and the rest of the nation does not go after him. He didn't get all of that. No. At all.
And Laporta now sees 74 take a backseat to 75 career home runs for Jack Caglione. 35 on the year, 75 in his career. It shows you how much of a hitter he's become. This one is to the moon. Daly is there, and he will make the play. A record-setting home run and the 15th run of the game for Florida.
There's your leadoff hitter. That's your leadoff hitter in this lineup. Single walk 3 times and then 35th of the year into the stands in right center field. Kag's doing Kag stuff.
Kaggs hits his 75th. Patrick Herrera steps up. He's a pinch hitter for Kentucky. And the first pitch he sings is high and tight. 35 of the 75 this year for Caglione. Herrera sends this one to right, hangs up. Nice running catch out there. Ashton Wilson is all going Florida's way.
I don't know what time the Gators had their wake-up call this morning, but they have come in ready to play. It's completely different than what we've seen on the other side from the Kentucky Wildcats. Great stretch right here.
Out of Elkhorn, Nebraska, here is Eli Small. He's the freshman, getting a chance to play here at Omaha.
I know that place.
Where is Elkhorn relative to Omaha?
It's, I mean, now it's essentially one, but from here, 25 minutes.
25?
Go to Dodge, take a right.
Yep.
Keep going for 25 minutes.
All right. I know Dodge. One ball, 2 strikes. The next one to Small.
Nope.
Eli was almost indicating he thought that might have been a strike.
I think Grady Smith had breakfast. Same place. Maybe Kentucky did this morning. Not too sharp.
2-2. Yeah. Try to blow a fastball by him, and it's fouled out of play.
Here's a memory.
Oh, yes.
Memory.
Yes.
Perfect pitch. Strike 3. Small. Gone.
Clemente's been impressive. I'll tell you that, though.
Not as impressive as that.
Yeah.
He's getting that without fingers.
Yep, we did it. Off. He did it.
He did it.
Not done yet. Not done yet.
So he's trying. He is trying.
Come on.
Oh.
But he's trying. Oh no, cheating finger.
That is the 5-second rule. You're good.
It felt like such a good idea when we started this. Clemente hums another one in there at 85 miles an hour. Ron Waldschmidt. Phenomenal year. Came in hitting 330, 14 and 46 as far as homers and RBIs. And man, that pitch is called strike. It's going to be a real difficult at bat for Waldschmidt. So Georgia won the national championship in 1990. You know, that was the SEC's first championship, 1990.
Really?
Yeah. And since then, they've won 14 of them. 4 straight, 5 in the last 6. Georgia over OK State, the first SEC championship.
I would have got that question wrong. I would have thought it was before 1990.
In 1948, we had 2 teams here. We went to the 8 teams, and this is the first time we've had the 2 conferences represented. Ouch. Kaggs can't get there before it spins foul. We've got to check on the ability of Waldschmidt to feel his hands.
There it is.
Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium.
Remember that press box? And you could see a storm rolling in. We went to the backside of that press box, all the way at the top of the hill.
We got a chance to experience some of those storms, not only coming in, but on the field, too. That was an absolute lightning and thunderbox. Games were so fun, memorable. This has definitely become a much more fair ballpark over the years. With the ability to hit the ball out. When we first got here, man, you had outfielders 6 feet behind the infielders. Small ball was all the rage. And that has changed. Kentucky, A&M, Florida, the big titans of the SEC, along, of course, with the #1 overall seed, the Tennessee Volunteers. Hold it. That's ball 4.
Guys, I got to the bottom of what was for breakfast. It was your usual breakfast buffet of eggs and sausage and pancakes, some beans on the side, all catered by Jimmy's Eggs. Vicky, they said, did a fabulous job on the cooking.
I'd make a call to Jimmy's right now.
Yeah.
Fire it back up.
Find Vicky and say, let's rinse and repeat.
Vic, you're not done yet today. Nope. Fire it back up.
We're going to have breakfast at 3 today, or 4.
Nope, it's late. It's morning somewhere.
Staple that is Uncrustables.
You ever have one, Carl?
That would be a negative.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys.
Kyle is sitting next to 2 people, and I'm not even proud of this, but this is just fact. They've never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
That's insanity to me.
Yeah.
I know.
Both of you.
I'm telling you, when I had my girls, I said, first thing they're going to learn is how to eat peanut butter and jelly.
Runner goes. They will throw down, but that's strike 3. So that is a long run for naught. That's a punch out of Petri, and we are going to contemplate that we've all had for sure. Variants of za, little cotton candy.
And a boy. The saucy kind.
Any. Chicken nugs win. Travis Smith on now, 13th appearance of the season. And Kentucky has made some changes in the field as well. Herrera will be at third, Small in right, Daly moves over to shortstop. Shelnut swings and misses. One of the benefits of this defense that NGM put together this year, they basically had 3 shortstops on the infield. And that's why today a little uncharacteristic on their defensive approach and their sort of electricity. They've lacked the electricity that they have had most of this year. Swing and a miss, and a big one.
97.
Yep. Another one at the top of the zone with some cheese on it.
That stuff will play. Average fastball velo this year about 94 for Travis Smith. He's dialing up. Back-to-back 97. That one at the top of the zone or just out of it for the strikeout.
Little adrenaline. Berlin gone. This ball is to the seats off the bat of Shelnut. Gonna check that. Yep, Shelton. Double, single, walk. He scored twice. The 0-1. Lead on that. Another one. 97. The way the score is, you're going to not have to use Brandon Neely if you're Florida. That's good news for them. Years ago, Tommy John surgery for Smith, and it has proven to make
worked.
that arm velo a little
successful.
bit more.
Oh, does it work? I mean, this is easy too. Not a lot of max effort to that. High in the zone, tough to catch up to.
Good breaking pitch as well. Smith came here. He talked about the ability of Roselle to develop guys. Kentucky native, midweek starter too. Right by the third baseman again. That time it was Herrera, and that's going to be good for extra bases. Another hard hit, squared up baseball. Double for Heyman.
Yeah, the Gators have been barreling it up today. On the ground, in the air, on the line. This one over 100 miles per hour, 104 to be exact.
Everybody in this Florida lineup, except Michael Robertson and 9-hole, scored a run. Pretty complete effort by the Gators today.
Wilson got on the hit board last time up. He scored 2. And an absolute onslaught from the Florida Gators today.
They've been so good with runners in scoring position today. 8 for 13. And with 2 outs, 6 for 12.
Off speed, this one put in the air, should be playable. Waldschmidt going over, he looks to his center fielder. Brittenberg was there for the out. We got another game coming up, and we still have 2 innings to go in this one. Kentucky will bat in the top of the 8th after this. Willie Mays passes away. That's one of the most recognized names in American culture, not just baseball, America.
100%. Willie Mays, who went to the Korean War and got drafted in 51, left in 52. His last game was against the Brooklyn Dodgers, and the fans gave him a standing ovation, knowing that was the last game before he head out.
Nicholson will fly one to center.
American icon. Definitely will be missed. Dusty Baker was by his bedside day before yesterday, before he passed. Loved by many, idolized by many. That was my father's favorite player to play against.
Yeah,
I can see why. He ran differently, he threw differently, he hit differently. There was a lot of different sound off his bat than most. And to your point, he missed 2 years and still put up the numbers he did. It would have been a lot better. Willie Mays sort of played to the level of the competition, and then when he needed to, he just did a lot better. Whatever was required of him. Target comes in and he grounds out.
He's out, he's pulling it out, he's out.
Pinch hit, ground out to second. Say Cagliano's just pulling the ball out, so he is out. Famous catch of Vic Wertz in the World Series. I asked Eduardo this too, KP, like, so now that Willie Mays has passed, and he was the greatest living ball player, you could make the case he was the greatest ball player of all time, but he was the greatest living ball player. He separated himself so much that today, when we ask that question, it's a little bit of a debate, like, who is it?
Yeah.
You know, is Bonds the guy? Is it Rodriguez? Is it Clemens? Is it Randy Johnson? Is it Ricky Henderson? Pedro Martinez? Whoever you may. There was no debate when Willie Mays was around. Two down on the 8th for Daly.
I'll tell you this, the best ball player I ever played with was Albert Pujols. The best ball player I ever played against was Barry Bonds.
Alex Philpott's come on. He's got 2 outs here in the 8th. Florida wins. They get some time off, and then they're right back here putting uniforms back on for a game against Texas A&M. That's pulled foul.
And the most impressive athlete I played with was Bo Jackson.
I think he's my favorite athlete ever, Bo Jackson. When I was growing up is when he was going nuts. I had the Bo Nose poster on the wall.
Yeah, Bo, and for me, football-wise anyway, watching them run was Herschel Walker. He had that Bo Jackson stuff in him. Like, he would just steamroll. They bounce off of Herschel Walker. Bo Jackson similar. And of course, his climb around the outfield wall was like that's not human.
Is that poster with the shoulder pads and the bat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. That'll do it in the top of the 8th. Philpott strong. Florida feeling real good about themselves. Get him now. Get him now.
Impressive. Mrs. Morales told me to round it up.
You did it again.
Yep, 118.
Nailing it.
Miles per hour.
Batting 8th for this Gator offense, 3 for 4. Ben Cleaver's going to pitch. KP, we have not only set a Florida record with home runs for a career, we have now tied a College World Series record. Big Ben is the 8th pitcher being used in a game by Kentucky. That ties the CWS record. You have witnessed history today twice.
We'll never forget this moment right now. Ben Cleaver won't, I can tell you that. Left-hander on. Limited outings this year, but he's got a chance to do it in this ballpark, see if he can throw a 0 up, give Kentucky one last shot.
Foley is now the catcher. Bottom of the 8th, Kentucky will have one more whack at it. Ball 1, so Donay on deck. He will look for his 3rd home run of the game. If they extend it, they get a chance to see Kaggs again. He's gone deep. Then first inning grand salami for Brody. That's why you have designated hitters. He's designated to hit, and he's done that today. Eli Small down. Here comes big Brody Donay.
Oh, you like bat flips or not? This is Mr. Donay in high school right there. He was about to flip it. Didn't get to see it, but I'm telling you, it looked a lot like it right here. He knew it.
Everybody YouTubing, Googling Brody Donay bat flip so they can see the end of that. Eddie, wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. Give it time.
It's interesting to cue it up and then sort of get out of it before the actual bat flip. Oh, and 2. Stays alive. A little bit of a hitch in the swing.
Yeah, he does. He's got that top hand that takes over, and he'll clean it up. He'll continue to clean it up as he matures here, and that whiff percentage will definitely have to come down. But when he gets a hold of it, it's loud.
A whole bunch of fans have the idea on a ball hit that high, like, I'm going to catch this one barehanded, and inevitably it hits a seat or the cement. Like they have the late late idea of like this. Nope, no. Maybe it hits the seat, stays right here, but I am not going to try to catch this. Way better ideas I've had in my life than that. But the intent is there early for most of the ball flight. Nope. One ball, 2 strikes. Obviously, the Tennessee-Florida State game will not be starting at its appointed time.
Wait.
We're about 55 minutes or an hour in between games. So as soon as this gets done, about an hour later, the Vols and the Noles go out. Tennessee wins. They're on to the finals.
2-2. Donay ripped another one. Boy, when he gets it, it's hard, man.
Fans better understand that when that ball's hit at 112 miles per hour, don't try to barehand.
That's coming in warm.
Will Donay be able to carry over this confidence to the next one? Got him with an off-speed pitch. Frozen pizza right there. 70-mile-an-hour breaking ball. So 3 hits, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 2 strikeouts his last 2 plate appearances. Left on left, Robertson. Caglione would be next up. That's a strike at the knees. A lot of fireworks for the Gators today. Caglione sets a franchise school record with a 75th blast. There he is. Donay, grand slam, 2 homers. 15 runs, 14 hits. Elimination game, and they showed out big time. Robertson, the 9-hole hitter, looking for hit number 1. One and 2. Noles fans, Tennessee fans. So about 1 hour, 5 minutes after the conclusion of this one, you'll be able to see your teams on the field. Danny Wexelman and, of course, Ben, Chris Burke, like Monaco will call that. And then back for the nightcap. 3 games on the schedule, weather cooperating today. How many games will we have tomorrow? Off speed, he waited on it and he pulled it foul. The off speed is really off speed. That curveball comes in at 70 miles an hour. Two and 2. Super regional win over Oregon State. Sweep for the first time ever, reaching a regional in back-to-back seasons. It has been built in Lexington, and the fans have shown up. A lot of reasons for big-time optimism for the baseball program to join the football team and, of course, the basketball team now.
At Kentucky Proud Park is not an easy ticket right now. Sold out all the way through the postseason. I know this isn't exactly the day that that fan base was looking for, but it is a season to be really proud of.
118 steals. They won 16 games on the road coming in here. Swing and a miss. They will have one last chance in this 2024 season. They need a lot. 6, 7, 8 coming up. Kentucky tries to keep the season alive. And a game 3 if necessary on Monday. Austin Foley bats for the first time here, and he swings and fouls this one back.
Yeah.
1-1. I don't know. Could you have scripted it any better for Florida today?
No. No. You couldn't. 7 spot in the first got them going. They were able to get through it with, well, if Philpott finishes, able to get through it with 3 arms. Pierce Coppola gives you a career high in innings, strikeouts, in line to get his first career win.
In the experiment of Jack Caglione at the top of the order, a success.
1-2, swing and a miss. The bullpen's given him 3 innings. They haven't given up a run. Donay, Coppola, Caglione formula for today. And a clean game in the field. 2 outs away. Looking forward to seeing a game tonight. These Gators will be feeling real good about themselves. There's the pen numbers. Here's Crittenberger.
Yes, he did.
That's another strike. Florida arms today. Whoa, look out. We're fine. We are fine. No one saw that.
What happened?
Nope. Sit down. Nothing. Nothing happened.
You've been watching Colby Shelton run the bases. Shut it. Shut it.
Oh,
He made the play, though.
Yep, intended.
That's why I said I need cleats to be a ball player.
Fine. Oh, fine. 15 strikeouts today by Gator pitchers. 16 strikeouts by Gator pitchers.
And a helmet.
Not the way that the Wildcats wanted to go, although, man, Nick Mingione now knows the portal. This is an appealing place to come. Kentucky baseball is now part of this SEC upper class. Can they continue it like the other schools have? I'll say building a program, not just a 1 or 2 year thing.
Program, culture, and now the expectations. If you build it, it will come. Kevin Costner, he was on point.
0-2. And how many times have we talked to teams that have been here and then come back a year later, 2 years later? For kids, they have experience. They say, well, we weren't used to it. We weren't ready. Kentucky, if they get back here next year or the year after, you know what? Maybe we were a little overwhelmed. We figured it out. Now we know how to deal with it all.
And they won a game here, too.
They did. 2-2 on the way to Herrera. And to center field. Hit fairly well, but this ballpark holds it, and the Gators win it 15-4 and set up the date with the Aggies tonight.
They took care of business. They have to take care of business tonight, and the big question will be, will Jace Laviolette be available? Will he be in there for the Texas A&M Aggies?
So 1:28 local time, about 2:28 Eastern time. Next game roughly around 3:30, in the East. Yep, 2:30 here. It'll be Tennessee and Florida State. If the Vols win, they move on to the championship series. Florida State, they can force a game tomorrow. A&M and Florida later this evening, scheduled 7 o'clock Eastern time. We could get back on schedule if the next game moves quickly. 15-4, the final score here, as the Gators did everything they wanted to, including getting a 7 spot in the first inning to set the tone.
That's a whole lot to feel good about this afternoon. 15 runs on 14 hits. On the mound, they were outstanding. Pierce Coppola gave you everything you wanted. 2 relievers get the final 12 outs. Brody Donay puts on a light show.